Most people think they need $1 million to quit their job. They're wrong. You only need your first $1,000, but it has to be deployed in a specific 3-step safety net. Today, I'm breaking down the exact blueprint to build your corporate exit fund so you can stop trading your life for a paycheck. The modern employment contract is built on a psychological containment loop designed to keep your options flat. They weaponize the fear of immediate liquidation to force your compliance with stagnant wage architectures. But when you isolate the raw empirical data of personal capital velocity, the institutional illusion shatters entirely. Let's decode the 3 precise tactical deployment stages required to turn a single stack of cash into your escape vector. The blueprint initiates by engineering stage 1, the liquid counterparty insulation shield. You do not leave your first $1,000 sitting inside a standard checking account node where the bank leverages it. Commercial banking networks treat your liquid cash as an asset baseline to issue consumer credit liability lines. They extract immense yield spreads while leaving your capital completely exposed to currency debasement loops. You must withdraw this foundational resource block and convert it into a physically isolated emergency module. Julian reviews his personal banking dashboard, realizing his liquid runway is entirely under institutional custody. He sees the systemic trap of relying on a single corporate counterparty to finance his household overhead. If that single income stream encounters sudden cancellation parameters, his economic engine locks up instantly. This brings us directly to the formulation of Stage 2, the high-scarcity platform incubation track. Instead of upgrading consumer assets, you deploy your capital allocation to buy specialized market scarcity. You acquire direct access to advanced database infrastructures, specialized software configurations, or technical engineering tools. You transform your human capital capability from a generic generalist into an unautomatable technical bottleneck. The modern marketplace doesn't reward vertical corporate compliance. It rewards irreplaceable capability scarcity. Elena maps the compensation divergence metrics between generalist administrative tracks and specialized independent operators. The empirical numbers prove that specialized technical capability outpaces standard promotion velocity by 300%. Now let's break open Stage 3, the multi-client retainer framework infrastructure. You do not sell your labor hours as a job applicant seeking placement inside a centralized bureaucracy loop. If you are ready to shatter the structural containment of the corporate compliance loop, manual execution is required. The corporate entity structures your daily schedule to limit your external platform creation hours. They trap you in endless administrative alignment sinks that build zero open market asset equity. Julian reviews his proprietary product line contributions, realizing he owns 0% of the code base. Every line of architecture he finishes optimizes a counterparty's balance sheet while his net equity remains flat. Let's isolate the first primary tactical execution phase, the 90-day overhead capital lock. Before launching any independent contract track, you must mathematically establish your baseline survival threshold metric. Calculate the exact, unbloated liquid dollar amount required to sustain your current living ecosystem. Multiply this baseline parameter by 3 to isolate your primary defensive corporate exit runway. This cash cushion is not for long-term investing. It is your literal friction shield against counterparty stress. Elena maps out the structural failure rate of W-2 exits that occur without an absolute runway anchor. The empirical data proves that without 90 days of absolute liquidity, operators quickly surrender back into corporate compliance. Now let's analyze phase number 2, the monetizable specialized competence extraction protocol. You must identify the single internal technical workflow you execute that yields high client enterprise value. It cannot be a generic managerial capability loop. It must be a clear infrastructure optimization skill. Think of advanced database migrations, specific regulatory compliance mappings, or custom software integration pathways. Julian isolates his high-value architecture routines, formatting them into an independent operational delivery template. He stops presenting himself as a modular internal employee candidate, shifting to an external systems solution provider. This change elevates your market status instantly from an administrative expense category to a strategic equity partner. Let's analyze phase number 3, the asymmetric counterparty sourcing mechanism matrix. Instead of relying on a single corporate employer, you pitch your capability framework to 3 separate entities. You offer your specialized competence on a fixed monthly advisory retainer basis rather than full-time integration. Each entity secures access to your specialized output parameters at a fraction of full-time employment overhead. Simultaneously, you secure multiple distinct revenue injection vectors, completely neutralizing single-source layout risk patterns. Elena cross-references the financial stability of multi-client independent models against traditional corporate salary tracks. The data demonstrates that diversified consulting retainers increase active capital velocity while protecting personal autonomy loops. If one corporate counterparty terminates an agreement, your core economic engine continues operating without systemic interruption. You simply adjust your allocation parameters and deploy your extra cognitive capacity to acquire a replacement client node. You have successfully decoupled your baseline survival from the corporate hierarchy matrix system entirely. Julian executes his initial alpha outreach campaign, securing 2 mid-market contract retainers within 48 hours. His net monthly resource generation doubles, while his exposure to localized corporate layoff protocols drops to 0. If you are ready to break out of this white-collar corporate cycle, you must seize manual control of your numbers immediately. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and hit that notification bell. Let's build. Leave a comment below with your target corporate exit timeline milestones, because math deletes institutional dependency. Let's isolate the profound structural advantage of micro-agency legal positioning. When you transition from an internal W-2 worker to an external entity, your fiscal status shifts. You operate behind a corporate liability shield, allowing you to intercept resource flows before tax calculations apply. Elena breaks down the explicit corporate deductions map tracking enterprise software operational costs. The data proves that sovereign operators preserve 40% more net capital than standard salary equivalents. You utilize perfectly legal corporate loopholes to optimize your lifestyle overhead parameters completely. Your workstation, digital network assets, and commercial office space convert into clear asset write-offs. Julian applies this structural business architecture blueprint, insulating his primary Delta pipeline fully. He ceases to be a captured consumer node, becoming a detached, cold wealth accumulation machine. Let's examine the exact outreach execution protocols required to validate your sovereign framework. You do not submit standard resumes to general human resources intake portals. You bypass the gatekeepers entirely by reaching out directly to the principal operational executives. Identify the absolute core inefficiency costing your specific department money or deployment speed. Draft a concise, data-backed technical solution brief mapping exactly how you will delete that vulnerability. Elena outlines this targeted value positioning mechanism across her risk analysis data models. The empirical charts confirm that problem-centric pitches hold a 90% higher contract engagement rating. You dictate the terms of engagement because you possess the explicit cure to their internal operational bleed. Julian deploys 3 highly targeted enterprise optimization proposals to regional engineering corporations. He secures a premium automated contract architecture that guarantees his initial liquid retainer execution fee. The conversion of labor status allows him to command premium market pricing parameters effortlessly. Now let's break down the critical discipline loop of automated baseline capital retention. When your consulting revenue begins scaling, you must strictly prevent consumer lifestyle expansion creep. Do not buy the premium vehicle lease or upgrade your residential luxury status designations. Keep your household expenses anchored firmly at your baseline W-2 survival threshold metrics. Redirect the entirety of your newly captured surplus margin straight into an isolated liquidity vault account. This continuous cash stacking forms the secondary, heavy defensive armor perimeter of your exit fortress. Elena tracks the explosive compound rate of operators who strictly maintain expense discipline. The empirical proof validates that lifestyle containment cuts the time required to achieve total sovereignty by half. You are not hoarding cash out of scarcity fear. You are actively buying permanent personal freedom. Julian watches his isolated freedom allocation column break past his initial target milestones. He reaches the profound operational inflection point where his W-2 salary becomes completely obsolete. Let's study the precise mechanical execution of your formal corporate exit transition day. You do not orchestrate an emotional, dramatic confrontation with your legacy management hierarchy. You submit a cold, objective, highly professional 2-week contract termination notice document. Maintain complete behavioral detachment. Protect your professional reputation parameters and close out tasks. You exit the facility building quietly on your final afternoon, carrying 0 institutional dependencies. The structural control matrix they use to govern your cognitive energy fields is completely shattered. Elena maps the macroeconomic landscape welcoming newly minted, high-utility sovereign enterprise networks. The market data confirms an insatiable cross-industry demand for agile, contract-based, specialized capability units. You are no longer an internal liability on an employer's overhead spreadsheet. You are a dynamic asset. You dictate your daily operating schedule, select your project trajectories, and capture your absolute margin. Julian wakes up on his initial morning of total career liberation, stepping into his workspace. He initializes his independent software advisory operations, executing tasks with deep focus boundaries. His life force is no longer being commercialized by a massive counterparty corporation for cheap baseline returns. He has successfully transitioned from a captured employee node into a dominant sovereign market controller. The entire corporate career architecture is a modern illusion engineered to extract your prime years. They offer synthetic compliance rewards to distract you from your structural lack of real-world equity. But the unyielding laws of the modern decentralized economy reward absolute technical scarcity parameter sets. Every single evening hour you allocate to build your independent blueprint framework is a sovereign investment. Every automated margin boundary you implement shatters an institutional control node completely. The final path choices remaining before your career path are exceptionally binary, absolute, and unyielding. You can choose to buy their institutional safety mythology, funding their structural wealth extraction machine layers, or you can choose to align your trajectory with the unyielding law of personal asset scaling frameworks. Master your specialized capability track, structure your 90-day protective insulation cushion, and launch. Your future financial independence is determined exclusively by the data-driven boundaries you implement tonight. The speculative marketing illusions lose all cognitive power when you align with the unshakable truth of numbers. Deny the corporate career path access to your finite lifetime energy reserves. If this deep investigative breakdown is changing your wealth trajectory, take a second right now to subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button and leave a detailed comment below mapping out your own long-term allocation strategy parameters. Your future financial independence is determined exclusively by the data-driven boundaries you implement right now. The choice before your career journey is completely absolute, unyielding, and binary in nature. You can choose to buy their corporate safety mythology, funding their structural wealth extraction machine lines. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and hit that notification bell. The mathematical reality doesn't care about emotional market noise. Every programmatic dollar you deploy right now alters your future wealth trajectory permanently. Close the screen and build.